In the Rostov region, residents have encountered massive disruptions to the mobile internet. People cannot log into online maps, access banking applications, or transfer salaries, the Telegraph reports. Russian authorities claim that they have good reasons for such restrictions, but in reality, everything points to panic. Fear of Ukrainian drone strikes. As it turned out, on the night of August the 5th, a Ukrainian UAV attacked a strategically important railway station in Rostov. As a result, the facilities through which the occupiers were transporting fuel for their army were destroyed. This was the second attack in a row, and it was successful again. After such strikes, Russians began to have their mobile internet disconnected more often. However, Moscow's attempt to improve security may prove ineffective. As experts explain, drones can indeed use mobile networks for navigation, but even without them, UAVs are capable of finding targets via other communication channels or even operating autonomously. This is becoming the new norm. Yet, the Kremlin is also betting on information isolation. According to a local resident, no notifications of outages come. The connection simply disappears. This is becoming the new norm, she says. According to the analysis of the independent digital project Na Sviazi, in July alone, 2,099 cases of internet shutdowns were recorded in Russia. This is 3 times more than in June and almost 30 times more than in May. And restrictions are being introduced not only in border regions, but also thousands of kilometers from the front. Experts note that the Kremlin uses such measures not only to combat drones. Under the guise of security, the authorities are actually strengthening control over citizens and restricting access to independent information. At the same time, shutdowns occur chaotically. There is no logic in the choice of regions or time. Residents are dissatisfied with the current situation. There are even opinions that this move could lead to an internet uprising in Rostov. Earlier, media reported that Moscow had previously disconnected the internet for Russians, including restrictions on the operation of the network that even affected the Far East. Mobile internet shutdowns in Russia are becoming common practice. In Murmansk, in addition to problems with the internet, the authorities have also restricted the operation of cellular communications. In Krasnoyarsk Krai, the local operator Orion Telecom complained about a large-scale DDoS attack.
The Ukrainian Shark reconnaissance drone, actively used on the front lines. So, a Ukrainian Shark UAV managed to fly 110 kilometers to capture footage of occupied Mariupol in Donetsk region, providing valuable reconnaissance data. Drone captures coastlines and enemy ships. The Shark unmanned aerial system is a development of the Ukraspec systems. The UAV is equipped with a highly reliable communication module and a modern camera system that allows it to go deep into the enemy's rear and conduct surveillance at a distance of up to 5 kilometers between the UAV and the object. Recently, Ukrainian manufacturer of reconnaissance UAVs of the Shark series has presented a new model that has a record flight distance of up to 420 kilometers and an extended flight duration of up to 7 hours. The longer range allows the crews to operate beyond the reach of enemy weapons, and new hardware and software solutions ensure stable operation even in the face of GNSS disruption, GPS spoofing, or attempts to intercept control signals.
The Russian-Ukrainian war is entering a new phase with the introduction of long and medium-range drones. Unmanned aerial vehicles are becoming a key weapon on the front lines, according to The Economist. Ukrainian troops in the Zaporizhia direction are adapting to the new threat from Russian drones. Artillerymen from the 128th Brigade now direct fire from shelters located up to 8 kilometers from the front line. A commander with the call sign Cartel reported that the Russians have significantly increased their use of drones. "We are going underground," he said. Their bunker is expected to be ready by mid-August. The front line is changing. The drone strike zone now covers up to 15 kilometers on each side of the contact line. This complicates movement and operations. It is expected that in the coming year, medium-range drones will create a second level of threat, covering up to 60 kilometers deep. This puts logistics, artillery and troop concentrations at risk. Fierce fighting continues in eastern Ukraine and the Sumy region. However, there are no signs of a major Russian offensive yet. Compared to the early stages of the war, Ukrainian fighters no longer complain about a shortage of ammunition. However, the threat remains. According to the Ukrainian military, Russian troops are using poorly trained fighters for suicide attacks. They are followed more trained groups if the first wave is successful. Commander Vladislav Pinchuk of the 241st Brigade notes a growing reluctance to follow orders. He says they lack manpower and motivation. Medium-range Kherson drones are being tested in a field near Zaporizhia. They carry 8 kilograms of explosives and cost around 7,000 euros. The soldier says they are used against important targets, including artillery and logistics. These drones are launched from deep within Ukrainian territory, avoid obstacles, and are capable of hitting targets at a distance of 60 kilometers or more. Russia has an analog, the Molniya drone. It is cheaper but less accurate. Both sides are actively developing AI guidance for medium-range drones. It is expected that in the coming year, this could once again change the nature of combat operations on the front lines. Former Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, Valery Zaluzny, stated that since 2024, the full-scale war has entered a completely new phase. Attrition. Kiev is preparing for the war to continue in 2026 and is preparing next year's budget with large-scale combat operations in mind.